How did things sound to you?
Things were sounding good to me. Suba, what's the last movie you saw, if I may be so bold?
Oh, Shang-Chi.
And how
I
did we
just saw
enjoy
it. It was good. It was really good.
Okay,
I loved
fantastic.
it.
Wow, you're starting controversial, telling Keith that a movie was good. That's dangerous on this show. Okay. Just to let you know what kind of vibe you're bringing to this fucking place.
If things are represented, I know they're good.
Okay, let's
So,
go.
so I think we're good.
I think we are.
All right.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
I have an email here, Chemda. It's very fun. Ready?
Love fun emails.
Keith and Chemda, first time, short time. Love the show.
Huh.
I think
is that a little contradictory? But no, you could short time love the show, right? I'm good. Everybody, I'm good.
I think you might get a kick of how I started listening. I've never listened to podcasts. I saw them as new age and new tech and dismissed them.
Wow.
Yours is the first, and I'm addicted. I've been listening for 4 months. I'm a VIP member. Big thanks to Newsy, who takes me through your history of fun, digestible episodes. Instead of listening to all the old episodes, I listen to the ones referenced in Q&A.
That's great. I love that. It's a good follow along. We've over 3,000 episodes. I can't even imagine how shout out to Vincent, who's giving it a go, listening to the entire back catalog. But I feel like that's a good way to do it.
Well, it could seem overwhelming, and Newsy goes back in time of a date and throughout the years shows how we progressed. This person says, I digress. To get back to my point, my 15-year-old son was being a pill, so I took away his phone. While in my custody, your show popped up. I clicked it to see what he was into. I scrubbed through and landed on a brash man's voice with an unexplainable accent. Thank you. Getting made fun of by a giggling woman about his lack of driving skills.
Oh my God. That is our new description. Can you read that line again?
Sure.
A brash.
I scrubbed through and landed on a brash man's voice with an unexplainable accent, getting made fun of by a giggling woman about his lack of driving skills.
I want to be offended by the giggling, but I'm giggling as I'm offended, so I cannot be.
The handsome gentleman took it very well. Oh, okay. All right. And I fell in love. I don't know what it is, but hearing the two of you and your guest, great guest, by the way, is so entertaining. My point is, if you read this on the show, can you say hi to my 15-year-old son, nicknamed KB? Mommy loves you more than the podcast, but it's a close race sometimes. Love, Taby's mom.
Wow, shout out to Taby.
I like this. This is, by the way, a great form of punishment. Your kid's in trouble. You take their phone. You find something that they like through their phone, music, podcast, and now you claim it.
Oh,
They'll start behaving immediately. You start singing their songs around the house. What's a 50-year-old listen to? Baby Shark, doo 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 doo. And that'll drive them nuts, and they'll never have to turn their phone in again. Let me put it that way.
it's like an extra layer. Not only is your phone taken away, now you have more in common with your parents. Congrats.
Right. So thank you. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel as well. Clicking all the like, give a comment, the fun buttons. Next week, we're premiering another video. So the YouTube channel, of course, is under Keith and the Girl. Take a look. Smash that like button, bro. Elbow your keyboard. Piss on the monitor. It all helps. Today's guest, featured on HBO, Comedy Central. I told you she was in the final scene of Westworld. So if you need that explained,
Oh my God, spoiler.
DM her. She caused all the trouble. She put grilled cheese in a VCR machine, and long story short, they went nuts. Suba Agarwal, how you doing, Suba?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. By the way, big news. Let's get right to it. Everybody wants to hear about it. Speaking of pissing on things, R. Kelly has been found, of course, guilty in his federal trial, where he faces charges related to the sex exploitation and physical abuse of children.
You know what? When you first said, speaking of pissing, I'm like,
Yes.
what a long way to go. What could this be? And you know what? Very direct, and I apologize.
Thank you. The jury came to the decision following 23 days of trial starting on August 18th. It included 50 witnesses. The R&B star has been the subject of accusations of sexual abuse for decades, but this is the first criminal trial since he was acquitted on child pornography charges in 2008. But don't bring that up. I don't want to, confuse the jury.
That was a side note.
Yeah. Kelly has been in federal custody since 2019, denies any wrongdoing.
I did not know he's been in custody for 2 years. I don't know. I didn't put that together.
Well, was it for 2 years? It's a federal custody since 2019. So maybe he could still do things like an interview or whatnot, but you still have to, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You're still following parole-like rules.
Oh, so you're not in jail?
It doesn't sound like it. Sounds like what's happening, which I'll get to in a second, to what happened to John Hinckley, who shot Reagan, wasn't successful, but shot him. And he was deemed crazy, but he wasn't under federal custody. He was under federal custody, but he was able to live with his mom recently.
Oh, because he was mentally not stable enough to go to jail. And this was an act of out of control sort of thing. So
these people were in prison. I believe but they were under federal watch.
I see. So it's like you live where we say, not necessarily jail.
Yes.
But you're welcome.
R. Kelly was found guilty 9 federal counts, including racketeering, sex crimes, kidnapping, obstruction of justice, and human trafficking.
What's racketeering?
Yeah, I was also wondering that when they read all that. I was like, what the heck is I thought it was like some Sopranos type thing, but I'm not really sure what that has to do with.
I took it as it had to do with money when he's getting these kids. You got to pay somebody for some things.
Wow.
Yeah. He did have a whole like cult type thing going.
I'm scared to watch the documentary, and I know that's how you know all that. Am I right, Suba?
I saw I saw a little bit of it, and then I was like, okay, this is a lot. I was like, and then I was like, I need like a whole afternoon. I can't do anything afterwards. I can't meet you for ice cream when I've just heard that story. Like, I started it, and then I was like, we need to clear out some time for me to be able to finish watching this because it's a lot.
Yeah, and then you made the mistake of watching the Michael Jackson documentary. Oh boy.
It sounds like I'm looking it up. Racketeering can be anything. Racketeering can take many forms: murder, money laundering, financial and economic crimes, kidnapping, sexual exploitation of children, bribery, robbery, cyber extortion, drug crimes.
So maybe it's your involvement in an illegal manner that you pay money for. So it's like an extra level. Like you did the illegal act, but also you paid for the illegal act. Like how they try to stack a little bit.
Right. He also got in trouble, including, forced labor, bribery, being rude. Eventually you're like, Your Honor, I think we covered it. He fucked kids. Not feeding them adequately. Your Honor, you're just being petty. And then, what you do is they go, any final statements? And try some. Sing I Believe I Can Fly. And it's like that. R. Kelly, it's like, I'm fighting for my life here.
Right. That's all I can do. This is why you like me. Maybe you remember that.
Bill Cosby thinks R. Kelly got a raw deal with a guilty verdict.
Again, let's go by Suba rule. You know what you could do?
Right. He was railroaded, says Bill Cosby.
Wow. Bill Cosby's getting real bold since he got out of prison, just commenting on all these cases. Railroading
was
one of the only crimes he wasn't committed. He wasn't charged of.
I'd be nervous about commenting. The same weird law that let you out of jail in the first place because you weren't found innocent. Mm-hmm. Why can't there be another weird thing that's going to put you back in? Just quiet. Apparently Bill Cosby is allowed to say that he was found not guilty because he's doing it. He's saying it, and people are like, oh, well, you weren't, but okay.
But what's the follow-up? Like the religious people that come to your door, they tell you one passage, and you're like, what comes after that? Because I have a feeling it changes, a little bit. So it's, okay, he got railroaded. Explain. I want to know. Because so far I'm reading thing after thing, and we had 50 witnesses, and, they went through the whole thing. And it's looking bad for R. Kelly and what he did. So I want to know where you're getting your information from. I guess cite your work a little bit if you can have such a big opinion about children getting raped. Do you know we're talking about that, Cosby? This is more than just, pull your pants up. This is stop raping children.
Bill Cosby thinks R. Kelly got a raw deal with a guilty verdict in his federal case, and he's blaming Gloria Allred and systematic racism. You guys love it so much? Well, it happened to us. You're good.
Oh, God. Everyone who's like genuinely fighting against systematic racism is like, oh, no, thank you, Cosby. Right. We don't need you on our team. Like, don't join the protest.
People are
the protest is a week from now, if you could show up then.
It's like when Trump started using the term fake news. Like, no, we said that about you. Fake news. God damn, he's good. These people are clever. Oh, well. But I was mentioning John Hinckley. He's going to be given a full pardon where he can walk around and do whatever he wants. Isn't that the end when you kill a president of the United States or try to? Shouldn't that be the end? Or am I old fashioned?
It could be, because millions of dollars being spent on protecting the president.
Right.
And then you're proving that we need to continue doing that. Also, like, the amount of balls that you're carrying, you clearly need help with. Like, you can't just carry that amount of balls. That's crazy. Just go out and shoot. Oh my God.
He's 66 years old now. And his lawyer says he poses no evidence of danger. Yeah, because he's living with his mom. He can't go out. How's he going? He's not going to. Of course he did good. You made him do good. He can't do anything. Is
there a lesson listed that he learned that, like, you can go from wanting to kill a president to, like, just being chill?
Yeah, his lesson he learned was Jodie Foster was gay after all. This shooting didn't impress her one bit.
Oh, was he trying to impress her?
Yeah, he's trying to impress Jodie Foster.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And I think from that movie Taxi, where she's a little kid prostitute.
Oh God.
Layers.
Yeah.
Layers. Wow. Maybe just to be friends.
That is why a guy would shoot a president, to impress a woman. That is why.
I would have done it for anybody, so don't even make a big deal. You were in love. We're in love. The government agrees if he continued to do what he's doing between now and June 2022, he would be granted his unconditional release. Hinckley unleashed 6 bullets outside the Washington Hilton Hotel in 1981. 4 men were struck, including James Brady, who suffered permanent brain damage.
What?
His life was over. A bullet hit the president's rib.
So you actually shot the president plus 3 other people, it sounds like.
Right.
One is brain damaged, but you haven't shown other signs of anger. So.
Well, that was one day.
Everyone has a bad day.
Right.
Yeah.
If he hadn't tried to kill the president, says a judge, the judge, I guess, who's in charge of this now, if he hadn't tried to kill the president, he would have been unconditionally released a long, long, long time ago.
What kind of statement is that? Of course, we understand what he's up for.
Right. Are you implying if he killed a regular person, or are you implying if he did nothing ever? I would think so.
These are regular rules. Oh boy. Well, you know what? With the way the U.S. is behaving, I fully understand why people keep talking to us like we're children.
But everybody's comfortable now after all the studies, all the analysis, and all the interviews, and all of the experiences we've had with Mr. Hinckley.
Everyone's comfortable, including the brain dead guy. I'm super comfortable because I can't even think about it because I have no brain.
Right.
Oh my God. Comfortable.
And he's been putting out music, John Hinckley, on YouTube. He's been making
the president.
He's been making original country songs.
Of course, it's country songs.
Of course, it is.
Of course, it's country songs.
Hello, everybody. This is an original song I wrote not long ago. We all are striving to be free. We're in harmony. This is the majesty of love.
This is the majesty of love. Isn't that beautiful? There's a couple more songs.
We're all striving to be free. This is really first person perspective.
Right. Mom makes your meals at 5, but they're always very dry.
When every couple settles down, goodness will be found. This is the majesty of love.
And this is what I'm saying about R. Kelly. He should have tried to sing something.
I see it now, Keith. Thank
Right.
you.
What if picture you're a therapist and you're working on John Hinckley? Like, I just did my first therapy the other day.
Oh boy.
And so
Oh.
I'm picturing like when you just get stuck. I mean, I'm a treat to be worked on, but when you get stuck with such a fuck, now you know why not to kill presidents, right? What if
Also, the
What?
therapist definitely had to listen to those songs. Could you?
yeah. Oh, with BetterHelp, you make them listen to anything. It could be a video. It could be like, watch this. Like, oh god damn it. Can't believe taxpayers pay for this, but all right, I'll watch your songs.
Walk me through your feelings the morning that you decided to go kill the president. Were you agitated? And then like the feelings chart comes up.
Right.
Were you happy? Do you do this when you're happy? Or were you sad? Were you overwhelmed? Were you looking for your gun the night before? Just
Yes, I'd love to explain that. I actually did in a SoundCloud rap I made. So if we could just hit play.
Well, oh man, how do you feel about these? Might seem like simple, obvious questions. No duck questions we call them, but try to answer anyway. How do we feel about Biden? Kill him? Don't kill him? Don't kill him. Okay, good. So write that on your list. Don't kill Biden, and then by the end of the day, cross it off, and it feels good. You see what you've done.
but don't write it on two different hands like Bojack did. Do not on one hand because that could look like a donut easily.
Right. Well, I can relate now, Henda, to therapy. Now that I'm
An expert
in it, I kind of pick it up pretty fucking quick. Suba, do you go to therapy?
I used to. I mean, I didn't stop needing it. Ugh, no, I did. I find meditation helps me now more than therapy at the moment.
How are you
Because-
doing on a scale of
1 to shoot the president. How do you? No, I'm good. I just couldn't stop. Like, I have like obsessive thoughts. So like therapy couldn't really help me with that, but meditating teaches you to let your thoughts move through your body. So like it's very helpful to me because I've had no one's ever diagnosed me, but I'm like, this is something. It's fucking weird. Like borderline OCD. I know I don't want to misuse that term, but like where just like inappropriate thoughts where I'm like, what if I just like pulled my pants? Like just weird shit will be like going through my head in a meeting where I'm like, what if I just took their chair and threw it through the window? Like just weird thoughts. And then I'm like, why am I thinking that? And then I get into a weird spiral. But now I can just let the thought pass and be like, it's fine, you know? I don't know if anyone else has that. Nope. Okay. Well,
I've thought about it. I think about it more with my own stuff. Like I'm in front of a nice mic, little studio setup. What if I just took a bat, broke everything, and then have to be like, oh, Henda, I took a bat to all my shit. Like that would be so nuts.
I think of that. I think of throwing things out the window just like to see what that feels like, to hear the crash, to not have everything be normal for a second. Just like, what if not the thing that's about to happen happens because I made it happen? But it's not really
Yeah.
obsessive. It's just sometimes wanders into that place for funsies. It doesn't come from a malice or angry place. It's just, would it be fun? And I do think it would be fun to go to one of those places where you get to throw things around and bash
Oh,
things
yeah.
and shatter things and stuff. I think that's a good idea.
mine's like an anxiety thing where it's like sometimes I'll think about like what's the worst thing I could say or do, and then I'll be like, oh my God, what if I did that? And then like just start sweating and they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. I just thought about linking the bank pen. I can't get it out of my head. It's just weird.
I said so maybe this will help you. It seems like you at least understand what to do. But my therapist said when those thoughts come in, you look at it like a train car, and you can see the car, but it goes real fast. So by the way, this was at the final minute. I'm like, quick, give me some fast quips. And I just want the fucking sentences, you know?
I need a
Don't-
takeaway. I have to fill this podcast spot after
Yeah.
killing the president and before, I don't know, I want to say Britney.
You see and then it goes quickly, the train. And of course, that's how you should take these thoughts. Yes, they came in, but say, and now you're gone. And then quickly find a cow and stare at it so that you're not focused on it. We had to go. We had to go. But I'm not sure. There's got to be a follow-up. But yeah, it comes in and lets it go out. And what we were talking about, I talked about how, I drank for so long. Is there, now let me look into the why of that. And so she told me something called smart recovery, where you focus on, that stuff more. Well, I didn't know there was smart recovery.
She knows how to talk to you.
I'm doing regular recovery, smart recovery. Why wouldn't I want smart everything? She goes, let's focus on procrastination. I go, is there smart procrastination? Yeah, I want everything to be smart, except for like a burger, that's made out of shaved carrots, but smart car, yes, I love smart. So I'm on the smart program. I don't know if you asked about that, Henda.
I think that's the dude system, because women are like, just tell it to me. And it's like, well, you're on recovery. And it's like, men, they need to hear you're on smart recovery. And it's like,
Right.
yes, take me on that one. I deserve it.
Your recovery has flames painted on the side.
Now I have to sign up next week for a big dick recovery, and they have a whole plan for me. The therapist brought up the Rothschilds. That was a little weird, but other than that, it seems like a pretty cool person. Kyle had a nutritionist. And then the nutritionist, and then there was the pandemic, and the nutritionist brought up, and I won't let anybody make me take a vaccine. And she's like, "Why did you have to say that? Just tell me to eat more beets." What the fuck?
Yikes!
Why is it so political? And you know what? I tried to figure out. I couldn't help it. I got in my therapist's head. That is some sick shit. So I got to know her political thoughts. You can't be an idiot and be working on my brain. And somehow, I don't even remember how it came up. Somehow she brought up a flak jacket and saying how they're heavy. And so I said, "Oh, is there another storming the Capitol I don't know about?" But I'm fucking serious. And she's like, "No, oh God, no." And I'm like, "Okay, good. Let's get
Oh, that's so
great." I made some kind of, I said about procrastinating. I'm like, she said, "Do you think you have ADHD?" And I'm like, I know people with that, so I think it'd be an insult to them. No, if I like something, I can focus. If I don't like something, I don't want to focus. And so
he might not like us. Keith, focus.
right. I started thinking about that, like in school when I was a kid. Science was dumb, and now I'm like, but I wish I paid attention because science is real important, right? And she's like, yeah, I get it. I'm like, okay, you're vaxxed. Okay, good.
Keith, you should write a little pamphlet, how to check on your therapist's leaning, political leaning.
Mm-hmm.
These are the following questions will indirectly ask your therapist which side they lean on, left or right.
So half the time took me figuring her out, but I like this person. So far, so good. At first, I couldn't get my camera to work on my computer. I wanted to do it live like that. So then we started texting. I'm like, all right, let me see what texting is about. Since I say you can text BetterHelp, that would be insufferable. You just texting your feelings? What? And she doesn't hear a tone, and it's our first time talking. So then we figured out a phone call after all, and that made a little more sense.
The only way to text your feelings is 7 messages in a row.
Right.
Just angry during a fight.
She's like, I'm going to need more emojis, please. I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, the whole text chain becomes emojis. How do you feel about this? And Keith is like scrolling through. Do I feel thumbs up? Do I feel cash sign out of my face?
But yeah, I say, I want those, like, those one-liners or, one simple lesson. And then, I'm highly intelligent. I'll figure out the rest. Like, when I learned, that can easily misunderstand what somebody else said, but then you're still thinking about that. Then every time they say something, it's just worse and worse and worse. Meanwhile, you made up the whole thing. I like that. Give me. I want 7 of those an hour.
You want slogans.
I want slogans. I love
Keith wants
slogans.
refrigerator magnets.
Yes. Yes. But ones
Look,
that fit,
here's
not
what-
ones like I'm bipolar. I hate it. It's awesome. I mean, one like a train just went through your head. So, something like that.
You are like, you only know what you know when you know.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Okay. So instead of therapy, what if we went to the pillow section at a TJ Maxx and just read?
I like that.
Say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean.
Right. That's brilliant.
We're doing therapy right now.
Yeah. You can have a drive-through of this.
Say what you mean what you say. Don't say it.
Keith wants to watch YouTube as therapy.
Yeah. By the way, I told her about OMAT and I said, and I got a permission slip so I don't have to plank. She said, but she said, but when Kenda announces it, just start it. And I'm like, God damn it! What book are you reading? Oh, well, it's BetterHelp, and it's just one, but you know what? If it's the first time I've ever done it, if she canceled, I wouldn't have been upset. Of course she's not going to, she's a professional, but if something happened, I'd been like, okay, did my best to better myself. And so, I was nervous about it. I also didn't know necessarily what I'd say in the first place. And she knew. And right away, I did like it. BetterHelp. Let me tell you how to be part of this. You know how, right? BetterHelp.com/KATG. Mental health is finally a thing. So many people are struggling right now. You're not feeling like your normal self. Fix it. I think I'm going to be done in 3 sessions, but we'll see. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions, but you won't want to do those with your therapist. The podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. Keith and the Girl listeners get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/KTG. That's betterhelp.com/KTG. All right. How do you, Suba, tell your therapist you're done? You're like, I'm good. You don't see it, but we're done for now. How do you let them off the hook?
Well, I think I just told her, I was like, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I think I'm all right for now. And then I just leave. And then they're like, you're definitely not all right. Please answer the front door. I've sent people to come get you. And I'm like, I'm not going to. I'm
Right.
going out the back.
I think, I have come to I don't know what else to say to you. And that's sort of it doesn't feel like this, but it when Keith was saying those little tests that he tests his therapist, I feel like that happens naturally a lot. And me saying, I don't know what else there is to say is me saying to you, do you feel like I should talk about anything? Is there a focus that stands
Right.
out? Do I seem to be triggered about something? Help me out, help me draw it out a little bit, because even though I talk a lot and I'm able to express myself, I still want to know.
Well, she'll say, for example, when did you start drinking? I'm like, oh, good question. 19 or 20. What's that mean? What you got? Go ahead. Do we have enough yet to hit equal sign or? Oh, no, that's the only fact I told you. Okay, you need an addition. Okay. All right. We'll keep talking. But that was good. I just know a long time. I never thought when. This is going to be exciting.
I love the can we hit equal sign yet?
Yeah. Yeah. What's that mean? Compared to all the people you
so
talk to, what's the
funny.
most likely response? You waited all the way until dorky 1920, but then really made up for it. What you got? What's that? Page 37?
It sounds like you've been drinking for 100 years.
Yeah.
I've been drinking since 1920.
Right. What do you have? I look under the Smart Recovery book.
Keith thinks he's putting information into a database and it'll spit out what he needs to do.
Yeah, well, it better be. What the fuck? What else would it be? Yes. Let me know. Yeah, this person was like, You know, she's like, I can help look at smart recovery places. They're like centers, group therapy, usually in your area. And I'm like, this is exactly what I want. I'm getting addresses now. Yes, I need it. I was afraid I'd get a therapist that doesn't give answers. You know, I don't want to think of everything myself. Work with me. And that seems to be the one I got.
Keith wants magnets and addresses. That's what he wants.
Yes. You get it.
If bonus magnet with the address, like a pizza place, you know?
Yes. The Noid giving me thumbs up for getting help, you know. How's Henda's therapy?
That's a reference from 1920, Keith. So good.
Thank you.
We're staying on theme.
How's your therapy going? You were being taken to the next level. What was the next level again?
The next level is graduating from this dude. I'm picking another one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I feel like we've come to a natural conclusion with this. And I felt like as a one-off, he was really good. You know, like if I came with things, but we wouldn't have like this continuous thing, which is what I wanted. Like he brings up what I said and connects it and whatever. It seemed like a good release, like a good, you know, he would say those things that Keith, you're looking for, which I guess I am too. Like, oh, well, that's, you know, he'll just say a thing and I'm like, oh, great way to look at it. Therapy is worth it. And I just put a check mark, you know, once you get that little bit and it's like, oh, I see it differently. Okay, we're still cool. And I just felt like I want to work with someone else also to see if we can get a little bit deeper than what I thought I can get with him.
Right. She's like, break your shit up into manageable chunks. And I go, that's genius. Click. And then I call back because it's been 2 literal minutes. I'm like, wait a minute. There's going to be more. But yeah, I wonder, do we get a score like to compare after a certain time? Like 6
Yes,
months
of
in?
course. Yeah. I mean, I don't want, you know, no spoilers. So I say yes.
No
but
spoilers.
know
Okay.
that I'm lying because I just
Okay.
want to keep it open for you to find. It's like watching a good movie. How will it end? You know?
Were you good in therapy, Suba?
I was, but I also hit a point where I was like, I'm done bettering myself. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, I'm up and I'm running and I'm functioning without being a huge burden on my friends and family, just like a small one. And then like, there were things I could have done further to like keep bettering myself, where she's like, make a gratitude list every single day. And I was like, no.
Right.
I'm just gonna be upset. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't have to be that happy. Like, I'm fine, you know? As long as I've stopped weeping into my freezer, I'm like, we're good, you know?
Excellent.
That's interesting about therapy. It's like I rejected that gratitude list thing also because I first heard it with like Oprah wakes up and does like a gratitude list first thing.
And it's really her 500 favorite things episode. Like, no shit. I'm grateful for this alarm clock pasta maker.
And Keith bought it for sure. I mean, look at the way you say it. If you say anything in that tone to Keith, he will get it. This is the best shirt.
I love the best shirts. I don't know if you know about my smart therapy, but I love the best and the smartest.
I don't remember. What was it saying?
You hated gratitude.
I hated that because I'm like, yeah, of course she's grateful. She wakes up like, and I feel like a pillow somehow carries her to her coffee,
Right.
you know, that's made exactly the way she wants. And like, yeah, I'd be feeling grateful. I think it's explained completely wrong. It's sort of like, it's interesting how a therapist sometimes cannot walk you into why you would even want to make a gratitude list. Just be grateful. And it's like, no, I'm clearly not in that head. How do I get there?
Yeah.
Why? What's my motivation?
Yeah. I think it will be important to me if I ever become successful, because like I don't want to be that millionaire that's like doing cocaine out off of my outdoor heated pool complaining about like, and then the water boy didn't even bring me my Dasani. Like, I'm like, at that point, I'm gonna have to make sure I'm grateful for what I have, because I've seen a lot of that in LA.
I
they're
do
like-
love your 1980s view of rich and famous. I love it so hard. There's no private jet or like robot lover or whatever. It's like cocaine and
A water
nonsense.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then an avion or whatever.
Like, we all don't drink water out of boxes now. Suba.
Somebody send Suba water. It's like in my bottled water.
You know what rich people do with their
Right.
indoor plumbing.
Yeah, you clearly know what rich people do.
Hey, what's going on out there with COVID and stand up? Are things back to normal? Do audience members have to wear masks still? Is it anything goes, but you trust the vaccine or you don't?
It's city to city. It's really city to city, like in LA, everyone's wearing a mask, everyone's masked up. And then I was
Because those
in
are
Denver.
$5,000 masks too. They're showing them off. Gucci
They have-
mask.
They have a little space for that Dasani water that we heard
Right.
so much about.
But LA is super strict. And then I was in Denver and you had to be vaxxed to get into the spaces. But then it was like masks didn't exist. And then I was in Vegas where the staff was trying desperately to get people to wear masks. But it's on her full titties out. You're not going to get her to cover her nose.
Right.
There's no, what are you doing? But they were trying really hard to get people. And it's just so everyone's doing whatever. No one knows. There's no bigger plan. It's an absolute mess. Yeah, it's wild. I'm counting on the I'm just really hoping this vaccine works. I have to get COVID tested for my job, and I came back from doing a week of shows in Vegas, and I was like, this is gonna be a rough test.
Right.
And thank God I was negative, but I was like, whoo, I literally made that noise when I got the negative. I was shocked.
Remember-
Remember
Remember the fun tests we used to take when we came back from Vegas that was more like herpes and AIDS. It's much more fun activities to get those than this crazy shit.
Right. I think I look at it like I believe the vaccine or I don't. I know somebody gave somebody was telling me about Hendon being like, oh, her first time out and she picks Atlantic City. And to me, that's not ridiculous. To me, it's you're going out or you're not going out. If Atlantic City was going to throw me, then I'd go nuts in a New York City subway car.
See, that's the thing. I don't know how to pick, and I picked Atlantic City because I thought if things were going bad, there's a beach right there. We could mask up until
In
we
case
get
we
into
see
the zone.
COVID, run!
Swim to China. That sounds safe.
I saw this guy's cough. Run.
There are alternatives walk on the boardwalk, basically be outside. It was still
Yeah.
summerish weather, so it was alternatives. And we wore masks basically indoors, or really when we just sat at the poker table. But I don't know what kind of risks to take. Brother Love is coming into town. He's going to do a show on Wednesday in Manhattan. Haven't seen him in forever. And I'm like, yeah, it was cool for me to sit next to someone in poker with a mask on, but I don't know if I can go to a venue to watch you perform. Because for some reason, to me, venues are the place. Again, we're making up our own rules. I'm thinking Atlantic City, people are smoking cigarettes in there. I don't smell it. So I feel like the air is being circulated and cleaned. So it is almost even better than being outside. All these calculations happened. And I still feel like I sound like a douche. You, not you. This place, not this place. Now I feel like I'm quarantining again. I'm just saying no to everything again because I'm just frightened. And I do believe in this vaccine. I just don't believe in my immune system as strong. And the fact that everyone's going to the hospital again, I don't believe that there's room for me. So now I feel like I'm standing off again.
No, you're not wrong. Immune compromised.
No, I want to be wrong. Could you?
No,
I said this for people to tell me I'm wrong.
There is some. It's basically they're the chances of hospitalization and serious illness, even with a breakthrough infection, are still super low. But they're if you are immune compromised or 65 or older, you should get a booster shot and you should be very careful. And that's the thing, outdoor is the smartest. That's how to be safe, go any outdoor space. Just because, you don't know.
It's just a shame they put so many things indoors.
I know.
That's the thing about things.
Yeah.
I
Never
know.
noticed how much indoor fun activities there were. I'm like, oh, I'm an outdoor girl. I love the outdoors. Let's go on a hike. And it's holy shit. We in New York have to go indoors to go on a hike because we have to rent a car. We have to go to that place. How do we get to that place? We can't ride our bikes because we can't hold the bike rack while we're riding it. So we have to get to the rental place in whatever way. We have to go inside the rental place, then go in the car, which we assume they cleaned it, and also assume that doesn't really have anything so much to do with it. And just all the math. And, I'm sneezing as soon as I leave the house. When we went to Atlantic City, I was sneezing like day one. I'm like, Atlantic City, worth it. Don't go to Vegas because that's a plane ride. And, you want it to be on I don't know. So all the math, it turns out I think I was allergic to something because those allergy that one pill fixed it all. So I'm like, all right, not COVID, maybe allergic. I don't know.
Right.
Why did you go to Atlantic City with that bag of guinea pigs, Hemda? That was really weird.
Here's a fun little story. An actor in an Ohio haunted house gave a kid the fright of his life when he accidentally stabbed the boy in the foot.
Cool.
The worker at the seventh floor.
Never believe when Keith goes, here's a fun story. Buckle in, brace yourself, and prepare for PTSD. Never. He doesn't know what fun is. We got to look it up. We got to use different words. That's okay. He's in therapy now. It's important. Okay.
I'm learning about smart feelings. The worker at the 7 Floors of Hell attraction in Cuyahoga Country Fairgrounds I got to get it just right. I want to visit. Where do I go? Who gives a shit? Anyway, County Fairgrounds, I was trying to say, had meant to hit the ground near the 11-year-old boy's foot with a Bowie knife and hit his foot. The blade ended up going through the child's Croc-style shoe, leaving him with a cut on his left toe.
A Croc-style shoe.
Mm.
Interesting.
Wow, so many keywords in here. Let me know that was not safe. County Fair, Croc-style knockoff Crocs, like actual Bowie knife. Like when you go to like a legit haunted house, like they don't have actual chainsaws. Like they take the blade off of it. This dude, they just gave him a knife and was like, go scare kids. Like that's if you go into a county fair and actually ride the attractions as someone who worked at a county fair, like you're leaving with tetanus and maybe a finger missing. Like you know what you signed up for,
right.
You worked at a county fair doing what?
Oh, I just sold soda for 4-H, which is like a very country type thing, if anyone even knows what that is.
That's where like the farmers of America, like the people who are maybe going to get into farming? Isn't that like the children of farmers or? Yeah,
they like tried to spice up 4-H and like make it more of a city thing where like we also have art and like, we do more than auction sheep. Like they're trying to do other stuff, but.
Do you know what the H's stand for?
Oh, I used to. It was like health, heart, something.
Okay. They didn't spend a lot of time on it. What if that's what it is? What if that's really what it is? Health, heart, something.
That's why they called it 4-H. Let's just speed things up and get to work. There's sodas to be sodaed.
These Halloween actors, they get so unnecessarily into it. They're not being paid much, if anything, and you're hitting a knife on the ground. How exciting to tell in the break room later. Who gives a fuck? Hennessy worked at one of these haunted houses. He decided he's gonna wear scary makeup and crawl on the floor and run after people. Like, A, for what? B, somebody kicked him right in the fucking face. Like,
it's true, but I feel like that's how I used to do kids' parties also. I would get way too into it. And like for the most part, it worked. There was one time where I tried this magic wand a little too soon before I had a grip on it. And that went really well. There's a magic wand that you can secretly hide in your hand. And then you're like, hello, everyone. And you wave your hand, like so people don't really notice. And then you're like, let me get my magic wand. And it opens up into this really long, how would it have ever fit? And it looks like it came out of nowhere. But I didn't practice enough. So when I let go, it opened and flew across the room.
Oh, what else do I have in here, Doc? Anyway, seriously though, folks, here's some napkins. I'm gonna make a flag. What about the wand in Johnny's eye, please?
I was so excited.
Do you take a bow? Ta-da!
I didn't really know what to do. I pretended like that's what was supposed to happen. And moved on.
No,
Might
that
have-
child was evil. I meant.
I think I didn't hit anyone because I think that would have been a big deal. But I was like, I wonder if I said something cheesy like, "I'll grab that later." Anyway, let me get my other magic wand.
My next trick, here's a pan. See, nothing's in it. Now a dove's gonna be in it. And okay, that's dead. All right. Up
Okay,
next.
there was one time for those who have been with us for as long as the podcast has been around. I did tell this story. We used to work with live doves, and we'd have this pan, and it'd be like, "Oh, we're baking a cake," and people would put, little kids would put fake sugar. What goes in a cake, and we're pretending to put it in. I cover it up, and when I open it, the dove flies up, but the wings are clipped, so it flies up onto my arm, and everyone's wowed. And where did that come from? It was too hot that summer. And you set it up right before, but you are setting the bird up in the top of the cake pan thing. So you got to be quick about it. So it's like I set it up last thing, and it's the first trick that I do. But it was so hot. I mean, assuming it's hot, unless it was the bird's time. I don't fucking know. I wasn't a bird keeper. I was 18.
It doesn't help that the container was metal,
Right. Yes.
catching the sunlight.
Yeah. And so I like half open it, and I'm like, holy shit. And I didn't know what to do. I'm like, so anyway, next trick. And then
Let me get my magic wand.
I don't know how the kids picked up so easily, so quickly, because I didn't even open it fully because I had a bad feeling about it. And they're like, "Is that a dead bird?" And I'm like, fuck off.
Jesus.
Fuck off.
Like, I made your childhood disappear. Ta-da.
I knew the parents weren't paying attention. And I know that if you just go to the next thing with children, the next thing will be like, I have other magic tricks. I can just get to it. But there were like slightly older kids. And when I say slightly older, it's like 10-year-olds that, have quick response, and you can't go, "Look over here, another thing shiny. Is that a dead bird?" Now it's like the parents have been waiting to be mad at me the whole time. And they're like, "Oh my God, is that a dead bird?" I'm like, "Is now a good time?
Right.
Can I talk to you after about this?"
Who put poison in this fucking cake pan? Who put pretend poison? I said
Right.
sugar. I said eggs. I said milk. I didn't say poison. First of all, it's still pretty remarkable, even if the bird's dead. that
Right.
a bird was there.
I thought at worst they would think it was like a fake bird, because who's expecting a real bird?
Right.
So I thought like, oh, this is a stuffed bird. Ha ha, look what we made.
You
Okay,
throw
let's-
it. Yay. We. Okay. Nobody pick it up. Next trick.
Can you now what you don't think about after that is not only like do you have a dead bird in your magic box now, and you still have a whole hour to fill of this, thing with balloon animals and face painting, and that's fine. The bird is rotting and is a corpse in your box. What do you do?
This is sounding like code to a gynecologist. Oh, there's a dead bird in my magic box, if you know what I mean. I'm religious. I don't want to say.
But then what you don't think of is what do you do with that bird afterwards? I didn't really know what to do. And I've had that summer, I think I had 2 birds, and one of them I went back to work with and was like, and now adult is you. Cause I'm still too young for this. And then the second one, I don't know if I even wanted to admit it, or maybe it was the weekend and we weren't going back to the warehouse to deliver the stuff back. And I had my younger brother, I was going to call him my little brother. I'm like, let's call him my younger brother. He wasn't that little. My younger brother buried him somewhere in the yard, just because we didn't know, if you throw him out in the garbage, would it rot? Would it invite rats? I don't know.
How many birds are you killing?
2, at least 2.
Same way?
Oh my God.
No. It wasn't revealed. It was like, okay, this bird is dead and we can do a different trick.
But both times through the cake pan, 2 birds.
No. The other time, I don't think it made it to the cake pan or something. It
Oh,
wasn't-
okay.
it was
That's
just-
it was in the trunks though. Okay.
No,
Okay.
we carried a little thingy with air, and you could feed it food and water, mostly water. Anyway, it's today's poll. Have you killed a bird or 2?
Did it die in its it wasn't even set up yet, the second bird?
The second one was not set up because I would have remembered that. It died like on the road or something. And like in between gigs, if you will.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Did
God.
PETA ever come after you guys?
They will now. Thank you.
Well, you're out just in time. Here's what you want to do. You want to follow the website Suba Comedy, Subhah. And online, the Twitter is Suba. The Instagram is Subhaha with an extra A. And are you excited to be back doing stand up? Obviously, it's your passion. How are you feeling right now?
I mean, I was definitely going insane, not doing comedy. So it's like nice to be doing something, because if you're doing nothing, I'm like, oh, I'm just sitting here growing old.
Would you find yourself talking to family members or friends on the phone and you're shoehorning bits in there during normal conversation?
Oh, thank God I've never done that. Thank
Okay.
God. Could you imagine I could get my mom to disown me for a second time?
When did she
Speaking
disown
of this recipe for mutter paneer, what do you think about pussy? No, I can't.
you? When you were disowned the first time, is it because you wanted to do comedy instead of
No, I mean, I say disowned, but honestly, I disowned myself before they could do it. It was like
Right.
I broke up with them before they could fire me. But I told her I wasn't a virgin when I was 26, which, come on,
Okay.
Mhm.
26. And at that point, I was like, we're done here. Just because I was like, I can't. You've lost your absolute mind. I was like, I can't do this. So I stopped talking to them for a bit, but then we worked it out. It was fine. But
Wow. And
Yeah.
she's like only 26. Like, no, I'm telling you now, I'm 26.
Yeah. That's same here. It's funny how we think that this feminism and the rights to like have sex and not be called a slut and all this stuff. Like
Mm.
our mothers were like, but you're saving it for the father of your children, right? And in all seriousness and really sincerely expecting, when my mother found out, I think I was like 19 or 20, it was very clear that I was having sex already. And she's like, oh my goodness. And she thought this guy was taking advantage of me. And I'm like, he's not the first. And why do I want to look in your eyes and tell you that? Like, and she's like, oh my God, you slept with more people than I did. I'm like, yeah, more than dad. Yeah.
Right.
Holy shit. Wait until you find out this is my third. It's just, I don't. And these expectations are not that far removed. Like people think it's, a couple generations ago. It's now. There's a
Mm.
lot of women were raised this way that you speak to on a regular basis. Very weird.
Do you try to, when your mom's mad at you, do you want to get the family back together? Do you say, it was only in the butt? Like, how do you make up for that? Or it's too late, I guess. Only mouth and butt, Mom. Okay, forget it. See you tomorrow. If you could get a chance to see Suba doing stand up, I'd risk your life to do it, and I'm not exaggerating. You're fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely, it's not a bad way to go. Like I said, SubaComedy.com, and Suba, thank you very much for your time. It's good to see you again.
Oh, it's good seeing you guys. Thank you for having me.
KeithAndTheGirl.com.